Hello, welcome to the Board Game Badger. My name is Emma and I am hugely excited today because yesterday this massive box arrived. It is huge, it doesn't fit on my desk with the camera equipment around it, so I've had to put it on the floor, and it is filled with all the stuff that I backed in the Sleeping Gods Distant Skies campaign earlier in the year, and I'm frankly amazed that I've managed to wait 24 hours to unbox it. But thought it would be cool to do a video, get it on the channel and share it with everybody. So before we make a start, I just want to talk about Sleeping Gods, the original game. And this is a game I got for Christmas last year, and it is my favourite board game. It's absolutely beautiful design, beautiful artwork. The gameplay it's a stunning open world adventure story type game. Which just sprawls over the table, takes hours and hours to play, and I find it hugely enjoyable. And I guess what I'm expecting from Sleeping Gods Distant Skies is maybe more of the same stuff that I enjoy: the stories, the characters, the great artwork, the adventure. And I do know that I think Ryan Lorcat has done some different things based on feedback that he had from players to the first game, so would be really interesting to see what's happened there. Distant Skies is a standalone sequel to Sleeping Gods. In the box I have got the sequel and all the stuff that relates to that. I've also got some stuff to deluxify this game, Sleeping Gods, even further because it is my favourite game, so a bit of a mixture in there. I'll pop this to one side for now. And I do recall that I didn't go all in on this campaign. There were a couple of bits I didn't go for. From memory, I think there was a soundtrack and there was an audio narration that I didn't go for, but I got most everything else. Okay, let's dive in. So what have we here? Right, okay, so we've got a couple of baggies. Let's look at these first. So in here we have Sleeping Gods Realistic Resources. These are going to be for Sleeping Gods, the original game. They don't map over into Distant Skies, I read in the FAQs for the campaign, but that's fine because it's my favourite game anyway. I'm going to be using these. So these are little carrots. They're super cute. In the box I've got cardboard tokens to represent the carrots, and they're fine, but these carrots are very, very nice indeed. And I'll pop those away so I don't drop them. And I'll pull out the rest of them. Okay, and so more of the resources. These are going to be the grain. They're quite interesting actually, sort of like a little wheat sheaf standing on end. And whoop, I dropped one. These are going to be the meat. Whoop. I love how they look like little steaks, and they're really nice. Did I need to buy these things? No. Are they necessary? Also no. But I don't know, if I'm going to start a campaign and it's going to last an hour, sorry, more than like, it's going to last, if I start a campaign it's going to last for hours and hours, just having these really nice realistic resources, these are the wood, just going to really add to the experience of the gameplay, I think. I'm really pleased that I backed those. These are another resource from the game. These are the artifacts. I never really knew what the picture was on those. It looked like a little lantern or something, or a lamp, but there is that. It's pretty cool. And those will go with the original game, so awesome. And these, yes, so I backed these as well. Again, only for use in the original Sleeping Gods game. I don't think they use coins in Distant Skies. If they do, great. If they don't, that's fine. I bought them expecting to use them with Sleeping Gods. These are metal coins, so again, in the game itself, these are cardboard tokens, but these are really nice. They're really thick, and they've got this relief pattern on both sides, different pattern on each side. That's a very satisfying clinking sound right there. So those are the smaller ones. I can't remember if they represent 1 or 3. I think it's 1. And then these, wow, these are big. Again, hear that clinking. They are so cool. I am going to maybe use these with other games as well, where there's a currency involved, because they are really nice. And I'm really glad that I got those. Okay, cool. Let's see what else is in here. Let's take this. Oh, take some of this stuff out first. And let's take this out. Right, so, oh! Here I have a painted ship for Sleeping Gods. Now, this is surprising. I did back this, so I'm aware that it's arriving, but I did not realise it would be painted. I knew it would be the kind of more interesting looking ship that was in the Kickstarter edition of the original game, but I didn't realise that this would be painted, and that looks so nice. I'm really looking forward to getting that out. Imagine setting that out on that beautiful map that comes with the game. That's going to look so special. That was a nice surprise. Okay, so next of all, Primeval Peril, Sleeping Gods Primeval Peril. This is another standalone game from the same world as Sleeping Gods. My understanding of this one is that it is a 1 to 2 player game. I think, yes, 1 to 2 player game. And it's designed to take 2 hours. So what I think about this game is that this is going to be a really good, maybe introductory game. I'm just going to get the cellophane off camera. This is going to be a really good introductory game to kind of get people into the world of Sleeping Gods without maybe them having to commit to, you know, spending 20 hours on a campaign with you. I'm hoping I can maybe take this to my board games club one time. And it's set on a riverboat. And I love this jungle artwork. I love the pictures on these boxes. They're always really vibrant and evocative. Right, I'm going to open the box. And let's see what we've got in here. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that on there. Open these games, they are storybook games, so I want to be super careful that I don't accidentally reveal to myself or anybody else content that shouldn't be revealed and should be kept a surprise. So we've got a rule book and a storybook. I always like a nice little iconography on the back. I'm just going to open the first page to see the rule bit and the setup. Okay, so there are new characters in this game. And it explains how the turns work. Kind of looks familiar. There's health and damage. There are status tokens if you're familiar with the original Sleeping Gods game. And at first glance, the turn overview looks very familiar as well. So you draw event cards, perform actions, event cards. It all looks very familiar, so that's good. I'm hopeful there's not a massive rules overhead in these games. I'd like to just be able to just dive in and feel like I'm playing a game in the same system. And oh, this is the map book, and there's combat on there as well. I don't really want to go too far into this book in case I kind of spoil the journey, but just so that you can see, very similar to the original Sleeping Gods, you've got your map. And I imagine your boat's going to go along here, and you've got some crocodiles that we're going to have to fight. And tells you about some challenges along the way. So like a condensed version of the game where some of this stuff in Sleeping Gods, it was in decks and like whole different things. Maybe this is a bit more condensed, which should be cool actually. I want to get this out in the evening maybe and don't want to take up the whole of the dining table. So a journey log, that's familiar from the original game. I've got a map. Blood flowers, oh, I wonder what they are. Oh, they help you to level up. Ooh, That's interesting. That's really interesting. And then there's like easy mode. Okay, cool. And so then we've got some tokens and what looks like the shipboard equivalent. And these tokens all look very familiar from Sleeping Gods. I've got a little helper at home who will enjoy punching all of these out later. And we next get into some characters. Let's have a look at the characters. So we have Lois, and we've got Mei Ling. We've got the Captain Vine. We've got John and Dr. Timothy. And these are different tokens. So it'll be interesting to learn about what they do. And I guess that's my ship token that I place on the board. Cool. And then we've got some combat decks. I really don't think I should open these because I don't want to spoil anything. But I love the artwork on the back. I mean, that's the artwork on the back. Imagine what the artwork on the front's going to be like. I don't want to open those because I don't want to see monsters that I should see later on. I'm going to drop those back in. And then we've got some tokens and some dice down here. So, some nice dice. Shame about the disposable plastic bag. Let's get these dice out. I like the colours of these dice. They're that sort of muddy reddish brown, and the green goes well with the sort of jungly theme. I like that. And the numbers are nice and big on there, so that's cool. And then what else have we got here? Something's jangling. These are jangling. Okay, we've got some standees for some characters, I guess. Have I missed those? Perhaps on one of the punch out boards. And we've got some other tokens. So these are very chunky, and these chunky tokens, they remind me of the fatigue tokens in Sleeping Gods. So I wonder if they're similar or something else, but they're very nice. And then these ones, these look exactly the same as the red health tokens, and they're kind of wooden, they're nice bright red, very nice. And these are, I don't know what they are, but they are same nice thick wood, nice bright blue colour. I will find out what they are as I play. Okay, cool. So let me see if I can put this stuff back, because what I would not like to do is get stuff mixed up, moved around. Oh look, that's important. A pair of couple of spare bags. Always handy. I don't like bags in general. For the original game, I've got some small plastic boxes which I put all of the tokens in, and I just lift them out and set them on the table and put them away again afterwards. It's the original game. It's like very intensive to set up and put away, and anything that reduces that and also reduces the need to kind of go in and out of plastic bags is a win in my book. Okay, put the lid back on. Let's pop that over here, nice and safe. Right, and speaking of books, what's this? Ah, yes, I remember backing this. Let me just puncture the cellophane on it. Ooh, okay, it is opening. Right, this is Mac's journal, and I can't remember a lot about what it's about. I think it's lore for the game. and it just looked really cool, so I added it. And I like lore and I like the stories. It's the Hive Tower. These are all locations from Sleeping Gods, Sakura Trading Post, and I just thought that would be pretty cool add-on to have, and I'll look forward to reading that. It's nicely set out, some nice illustrations, or some colour illustrations. Oh, I remember him. Had a run-in with him. Cool, I like that. It's nice. It's nice artwork. It's like Mac, one of the characters from Sleeping Gods, who you meet when you arrive. She's already been there for a while, and this is, I guess, her diary of what she found when she was lost in the Wandering Seas. So that will be really nice to read. What else do we have? The Sleeping Gods dungeons. Okay, so it was so cool to get some of this stuff that was available for the original crowdfunding campaign for the original game. I didn't do that. It's nice to have that available to now buy. Okay, so let's just open up. What I would really like is if I could fit some of this stuff into the box for Sleeping Gods. I don't hold out a huge amount of hope, but I'll have fun trying anyway. I do like consolidating expansions and such into one box. I don't like separating stuff out. Ooh, and I just dropped some stuff. Okay, right, some more adventure cards. So that tells me these will consolidate because I have a box for adventure cards in the base game. So that's cool. So this is an expansion for Sleeping Gods. These are the adventure cards. I'm not going to open them because the adventures will be spoilers, but it's great to see they're numbered, so they'll follow sequentially on from the ones that I've got, so that's super cool. There is a storybook here, which I am not going to open because, again, spoilers. And then I guess these are the dungeons, and they're double-sided. Crypt of Thorns, and a desert grotto, and a coral temple. I like the blue on that one. The Fishbone Vault, Blood Ruins, and Caldera Fortress. I've done quite a lot in Sleeping Gods. I've found a lot of totems. I unlocked all the content, found a lot of endings, but I haven't fully explored the world. And I do enjoy doing that, and this is extra explorations. I'm not sure exactly how they butt onto the Sleeping Gods map, but I know that they do. So it'd just be really interesting to play a campaign of Sleeping Gods and see what pops up with the dungeons. And okay, so I guess these are the things you find in the dungeons. Some nice cardboard tokens. I'll be really interested to see if I can fit this in the base box, because that would be really cool, and if I don't have to maintain two separate boxes, I'd like that very much. Okay, cool. So that's pretty nifty. I'm just going to try and again pop these in here and put it with the Sleeping Gods original game. Let me know in the comments if you already have these. I'm aware these are not new expansions and people have been playing them for some time, so let me know in the comments what you think of them and how they fit with the rest of the game. Super interested to hear people's thoughts. And this is Sleeping Gods Tides of Ruin. This is another expansion. So with Sleeping Gods, there's this big map of the Wandering Sea, but there are parts of the map that are on your player aid, but they're not in the map book. So this expansion was designed at the time of the game, but it was sold separately. I think they've done that again with Distant Skies. Slightly naughty, because it means if you want the full game, you have to buy the expansion. But because I love the game so much, I'll forgive them. And look at that, again, beautiful box artwork. There's my ship. Yay! and this I think is the lower part of your player aid. So there's a few bits there. So you have a new adventure, new event cards, new atlas, adventures. I mean, this is so cool. I mean, Sleeping Gods is hugely replayable anyway. I just think this is expanding the world, adding in new adventures is just endlessly replayable. I don't see myself ever getting to the bottom of the content for this. So let me just put this down here so you can have a look. Okay, so again, okay, a map, not spoilerific, but yeah, so there's your familiar map that we know and love from Sleeping Gods. Really beautiful Ryan Locker artwork, as you would expect. And again, I really hope this fits in the box for the game that I have, because that would just be super cool to combine everything together and just play it as one big game. Again, let me know in the comments if you've done that or not. But again, look, these are the enemy cards and they have the same backs and they're numbered sequentially onwards. So my expectation is I can just put these along with the enemy cards in my base game box. So that's cool. I like that very much. And new event cards. Again, I'm not going to open those because I'd like to be surprised, but that's really good actually to have more event cards. I imagine that I'll just shuffle those in, and then when I make up my event deck, I'll be choosing 6 of each at random again, and that maybe means that I won't see some adventures each campaign, which is cool. Again, hugely replayable in that case. And more adventure cards, again following on sequentially. More quest cards. This is really looking promising. I'm really looking forward to this. And oh, arcade mode. Now I heard about arcade mode, but I can't remember what it is. I don't want to open it in case there's a spoiler, but yeah, I heard something about it, but I cannot remember what I heard. So that's a very unhelpful remark. And I guess this is the storybook. I'm just going to flick. Yeah, that's the storybook. So let's not open that. And I really like, it's sad I know, but I really like the insides of the boxes, how the artwork extends onto there. It's so cool. Okay, so I am going to have fun then, seeing if I can consolidate all of this into the base game. And given that these are cards going into existing decks, I see absolutely no reason why I would not be able to do that. So that's cool. And I don't know about you, but reorganising boxes of games is super fun. So I'll enjoy it. Okay, I'm just going to take this out. Whoa, that is heavy. Wow, okay. And before I go anywhere else, I just want to make sure there's nothing in here that has fallen down. But I don't expect there is, because I've got everything I'm expecting to see right in front of me. Okay, now let's see if this can sit on here without collapsing it. Look at that. Right, let's get the cellophane off this bad boy. Careful. That is beautiful. I love that artwork. I just love the plane flying through that misty landscape and that monster following it. It's just brilliant. And who are these folks looking at it? And this lovely gold foil in relief on the front and on the side as well. That is really special. Let's see what's inside. It's actually relief of these folks on the front there. It's cool. Okay, so we've got a completed quests box. Some assembly required. And I guess this is the map book. Aha, yes, it's the map book. Look at that, that's beautiful. I don't know how many times I've said it, but Ryan Lawcott's artwork is just stunning. Just look at that, look at those colours. So many places to explore. And the difference is this time we're in a plane, right, rather than a boat, so we've got more land places to explore. And it's the same world. So that's really, really interesting. And okay, so Thunderstorm Isle is an expansion which comes with the game. And that looks like a storybook, so I'm not going to open it. Now this is something I saw in the campaign updates that was really intriguing. So it's like a quick start guide, but as well as being a quick start guide, let me check if this is what I think it is. Yes, it is. So you've got your setup there for your quick start, but then you've got a bit of story in a comic book format to kind of get you into the game, which I thought was really interesting. And I'm not going to read it too much. And then there's a tutorial afterwards, so I like that. I like being able to just dive right in. I do like to read the rule book, but a really good quick start guide that just lets you get into it, and then if I get stuck I can look up the rules. That suits me really well. And it shows you how to store everything and organise it as well, which is cool because, as you know, I like to organise my games. So in there was also your achievement list, which very familiar from the original games. You've got your totems, your endings, bosses defeated, and treasure maps and passengers. So there are some different things, and then unlocked cards as well. So that's pretty cool. So we're collecting totems still. That's good. I'm quite good at that. And this is the storybook, but I'm hesitant to open it, but I really want to. So I understand that some of the confrontations and the bosses are actually in this book, and you actually play it out on the storybook. But I don't want to open that and spoil what those are. But I understand there's like colour illustrations and all sorts in there, so let's put that to one side. Here is the rule book. 32 pages. I did have a read of a PDF version of the rule book when I was following the campaign, and in the main it looks like there's not a massive rules overhead compared to Sleeping Gods, the original game. One of the key differences is combat. I think Ryan Lawcott had some feedback that people didn't like the combat in Sleeping Gods so much. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not an expert in combat in games anyway, so it will be interesting to play the new version and see how that works and compare the two and see what I think. But yeah, again, you've got ability cards. That explains combat. That'll be interesting to read later. And then you've got your bosses. Whoa, look at him. That is so cool. Wow, that looks interesting. Cool. Okay. And then I like this. I like this from the first game. Struggling to survive. Like, when I first played the game, I found it really difficult. And this is so good because it presents you with some hints and tips to help you get into the game, so you don't kind of give up from thinking it's too difficult. And there's some, in the first game, there were some really good tips that I took advantage of and actually genuinely helped me play the game. Then you've got your campaign map and your journey log. Saving the game. I don't know about you, but I've never saved a game of Sleeping Gods. I just leave it on the table. And then, this is cool. I like this. So, already played Sleeping Gods. Here's what's new or different. That is super cool. Again, gets me up and running really quickly, which I like. So I'll read that later. Oh, that's nicer. I like that. That was a ridiculous comment, wasn't it? It's just a plastic box, but I like it because I much prefer to organise my components in boxes that I can sit on the table, take the components out, put them back in, put the lid on and put them away again. It just massively speeds up playing the game, setting it up, putting it away. I like that. And then here we have got some tokens. I'm going to assume that these are the same kind of quality as the ones we've seen earlier, because they're the same blue triangles and the wound tokens. These ones are new though. These little kind of, what are they, like diamond-y shaped ones? They're different, but they look like same materials, really nice colours. Oh, I like these boxes, these magnetic boxes. See how it opens. Look at that, and all the cards neatly in there. Okay, so an event deck, that's very familiar. An adventure combat deck. Ooh. I'm not opening any of these, by the way, because I really don't want to spoil anything for any of us. Pure adventure deck, so there's adventure combat and then there's adventure. They have the same backs. But I love this artwork. I just absolutely love it. And then we have Quest. More Quest cards. So far feeling very familiar, which I like. Quest. This is good. I like that it feels familiar to the previous game, but has some similarities, has some differences as well. I'm just going to pop those back in the box. Cool. Okay, what else do we have in here? Okay, so we've got enemy buff cards, and these are the ability cards. Some new symbols on here, so that's interesting. I'm going to open these ones because I don't think there'll be huge spoilers in these ones, if I can get this bit to work. So the attributes, like that's cunning, strength, perception, I think. They largely seem similar, but that's a new one. That's a new one. Okay, so then there's curse cards, and then there's other enemy buffs. I've got an enemy buff card in there. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder whether these, because there's two decks, so I wonder whether they're shuffled together. Okay, we'll figure that out later. And then what else do we have? These are the enemies. I'm not going to show those off because spoilers, but look at the back, that is beautiful. And some more adventure combat cards because we didn't have enough before. Ooh. So many boxy things all over the place. Right, bases for standees, cool. But I don't think I'm going to be using those based on what I saw in the campaign updates, because this is the collector's edition. Talk about what that means later. I'm not going to open these actually because they're pretty similar to the Primeval Peril dice. In fact, they're the same as the brown ones in Primeval Peril. Let's put those to one side. Yes, so rather than using the cardboard standees of the characters, because this is the collector's edition, we have some special things. So let's look at these. So we have miniatures of the various characters, which is so cool. Let me just get that there. I'm sure I'll get to know who these are. very well. Miniatures look cool. I will not be painting them. I lack the steady hand to do that, but I will see if I can find someone who can. They're really cool. They're really detailed. And they don't feel flimsy. They feel really nice. And then this is a watch, and I remember that it does serve a purpose, but I can't remember what. That's pretty nice too, although absolutely huge compared to the people. So let me put those back in this bag here. And this is the super special bit, because what have we got here? Out you come. Look at this. The plane. See if I can get it in focus. That is so cool. Right, and okay, so that's a stand for it. I don't know if I'm going to assemble the stand right away. I think it's something like this. I might have got it the stand upside down or wrong some way. But you've got the stand like that. And then I've got the plane there that somehow attaches onto there. Like that. That is really cool. I love that. The best thing about that is it doesn't need painting. But I really like it. Cool. Okay, just going to take that apart and put it back in the bag. Next, oh look, clinky clinky. Some metal coins. I don't think these are coins as such. I think they are stamina tokens, I think, just from what I've seen from following the campaign, which possibly replace fatigue. I'm not entirely sure. But I like those. I really like the colour actually, this sort of bronzy, coppery I think colour with this. This is in relief. And they're heavy and they make that nice sound, which is what you want when you've got some metal tokens. And then I don't know what these are. They almost look like bookmarks, paper clips. Don't know what they are. We'll find out. Okay, so some extra bags, which I appreciate, and then underneath the insert there is the journey log, which is cool, and then oh look, the map, Sarek's Edge, a different part of the wandering world. That looks cool. Loads of different places to explore. Cross off numbers only when instructed. You may not visit crossed off numbers. Oh, circle numbers when you visit. You may write keywords next to numbers. That's helpful. I need to, because otherwise I forget. Okay, and then underneath we have got, ooh, again, I think the equivalent of the ship board. Nice cardboard board, lovely artwork on there. And then, oh, that's where the watch goes. That's where the watch goes, and it moves down the track, I think. And I'm not going to punch those out because my little helper would be very cross with me if I did that, but some nice looking tokens there. Well, let's look at the back side of this board. Ah, okay, so that's what, for a different play account, which is important. Okay, cool. And then, right, we've got our character boards. So another difference from Sleeping Gods is there are fewer characters. Again, I think there was feedback that for solo play, 9 characters was a lot to manage. And I take the point of those who gave that feedback. I didn't feel it was super difficult, mainly because I played with a few key characters and then I used the rest to soak fatigue and damage. Sorry, Audrey. But there's, I think, how many characters? There are 5 in this one. So I guess if you're going to play that solo, that's way simpler to have just 5 characters. So who have we got? We've got Claire. We've got Ed. And some nice tokens here. And these look very familiar. We've got Isarius. And we've got Jesse. Isarius looks, he's from Lucra City. Does that mean he's from the Wandering World? That's pretty cool. And we have Miguel as well. And I guess those you would use with the standee things and the watch if you didn't have the minis, which I do have because it's the collector's edition. And then a board here, discovered locations. Okay, that's interesting. And some more boards for the combat deck. And oh look, this dude here, cool. I like him. All these are really thick cardboard tokens, by the way. Really nice, and they've got a nice linen finish. But I'm not going to punch them out because, as I said, my helper does that for me. And then characteristic artwork inside the box. Okay, cool. That was so much fun, and I cannot wait to get into these games properly. That was a mammoth unboxing. Thank you for sticking with me. And do let me know in the channel below, in the comments below, how you are finding the game, if you've played it yet, what you make of it. If you have got the bits I didn't get, the narration and the soundtrack, let me know what you think of those as well. And yeah, like and subscribe so that you can see more content when it comes out. But thank you very much for sharing that with me, and I will see you next time.